Hello, hello, my dear friends. Welcome back to elenasbarre and the resurgence of sanity. How are you doing, guys?
Sun shining. It's a great day.
Oh, nice. Well, we have it great today. I hope it will rain a little bit to offset the allergy season. I'm still allergic here to the grass. So, yeah, great to welcome everyone. Today, we are continuing our conversation about what gives women security. In the previous two live streams, we talked about discipline, spanking, right? Punishment.
Of course, we
My
do
favorite,
that.
right? Restraint. And in the previous one, we talked about sexual desire. Women want to be sexually desired by their husbands, and if they are not being sexually objectified by their husbands, they are going to look for that objectification elsewhere, usually on social media. And
Only they only want it from their husbands if he's dominant.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
If he's a simp and she can control him, she gets the ick when he
Well,
desires
and
her.
a simp is not going to
Oh yeah.
sexually objectify her, right? He's not.
Oh yes, he will.
Oh, he
But
will? Okay. Let me welcome
A
Doug
guy.
APA. Great to see you, Doug. Thank you for joining us today. Yeah,
So
appreciate it.
Elena, if a guy is married to a woman, unless she's like really blew up like a whale, right? Like like Moby Dick, like a bleached whale. Okay.
You'll
Unless
be
that happens,
surprised. Even
a man will always at least internally objectify the woman.
oh my gosh, even the one that is
But he might be more restrained because her feelings, and she might not be into
uh,
him. So she's
right.
always
yeah,
going to be objectified.
Oh my gosh.
Unless she's a unless she's a whale.
I can't even if she's a land whale, right?
even kind of then, because think about people get married younger. He sees this beautiful woman,
Mm-hmm.
thin, shapely, falls in love. Life goes on.
Mm-hmm.
She's never going to be as hot as she was when he married her. Yet he still desires to make love to her. Why? Because God has gifted men with that ability to see that woman he fell in love with. Even though she's a little bit larger, he still has that ability to see her beauty from her youth.
Wow, interesting. I remember Api Suo. I talked to him about this a while ago when I just started bringing up these topics. Well, maybe shortly after we started debunking a lot of BS on social media and analyzing female and male behavior. I remember that phone conversation, and he told me that men, gosh, there is a term in the red pill. There is a term for it. I forgot how it's called, guys. I didn't sleep the whole night. I ate something that I shouldn't have. Just heads up to the audience.
It's called wife goggles.
Yes, yes, exactly. Wife
Okay,
goggles.
okay.
Yes, that one.
There you
Yeah,
go.
he told me that. Yeah, men have wife goggles. Unlike women, right? Look, if a man loses his job, he is no longer a provider, right? What does a woman do? She turns her back on him and she finds
Yeah,
somebody else, right?
we saw that in our study of the problem with men and jobs, losing their jobs in China, and the
Mm-hmm.
success rate of marriage. It's about 6 months.
Yeah, it's the same in the US, but it's
Yeah.
not being highlighted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, here Doug MPA says when the man marry a woman, the image of her on that wedding day stays with the man forever. Wow.
Yeah, and this is a good thing. It's absolutely a good thing. God built men that way.
Mm-hmm.
So, ladies, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to worry that, oh, you're not as hot. Okay, when you're 45, you're not as hot as you were when you were 20.
Mm-hmm.
He's not loving you and staying with you because you still look as hot as you did on the day he met you. No, he still sees that image. Isn't this a good thing?
Well, it is for the long-term protection and security, for the long-term relationship. It absolutely is. I wonder why. Okay, I'm not criticizing God here. Okay, I'm just curious. Why don't women have that in mind? Like when we see our wedding picture, and then time passes by, something bad happens, a man loses his job, let's say, and there are always downtimes in the relationship, right? It is just life. And then like women they are just not wired the same way. Like the moment a man collapses, right, something bad happens to him, out she goes, usually.
Well, it's kind of like war brides. That's kind of their nature. We talked about Steve
Mm-hmm.
brought up
Yeah.
on the resurgence on Wednesday. Steve talked about war brides and the sociology and kind of modern psychology of war brides. It's the same kind of thing. They're going for where the dominant masculine presence is.
So, to answer this, the man needs to maintain his dominance.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't need to maintain his muscle mass, his physique. I mean, those are good things. Don't let that slide. But he needs to maintain his dominance. And then she will still see him as that strong, protective man. And then maybe she can see him as the man she married. But if he gives in to her and he kind of simps and he tries to please her too much, now he's not being dominant and she won't see him as the right man. Then he loses his job. Man, this guy can't even provide anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He lost his dominance. He lost the frame.
So what if he couldn't provide for her, at least for some time, but he still had that dominance? Do you think she would still stay with him
For a time.
for a time? Yeah.
For a long while.
Mm.
You know, I've been married and second marriage for
Mm-hmm.
a time. We went through a period where I was out of work. We had zero money. We didn't have a house. Hey, our relationship was fine. It endured that. She still had faith in me because I had a plan and I was working on it. Yeah, times were really tough. Then when we got the house and everything got great, the money was there was no problems financially. That's when she dumped me.
You know, this is the paradox that I often observe with relationships and marriages. I've seen couples when both the husband and the wife were in some financial need, right? That kind of united them. A woman needed the man for survival in that case because life wasn't super great, right? And then when the income was settled, the money was coming in, and everything seemed to be great, they just turned on their husbands and they left them. I've seen a couple of examples that you're describing, Steve.
Yeah.
And money as a factor, as a provider, like we say, this hypogamy insurance that usually entitled women are looking for, right? Money muscles game. Um, in the long-term relationship, I don't know how well, I mean, money is important, obviously, right? Because you have to pay for the bills, you have to be able to provide the food on the table for your family, right? So that you
Right.
don't get hungry. But like excessive money, you know, like when you are flooding her with all of the precious jewelry, you know, all of these fancy trips, you basically spoil her. She gets used to it very quickly, and then it can play out negatively.
Well, is money necessary?
At that point, I mean, when she has the money, when everything is presented to her on a golden platter
Is money necessary
to survive.
to
Yeah,
get a
I
woman,
mean, to get a woman,
to keep a woman?
to keep a woman, yeah, I would say,
No,
but
no.
okay,
Because
okay,
hey, look at the single women out there.
uh-huh,
If a poor guy who has swagger
uh-huh.
approaches her, will she spread her legs for him?
Possibly.
No, well, I mean,
Yeah,
Possibly.
yeah, it happens all the time.
No.
okay.
Yep.
Beaten down car, mattress on the floor, no furniture, nothing in the fridge, probably behind on rent if he even has a place. Yeah, it happens.
Okay, so now the man who is all put together, got his life in order. Okay, he's not flashy.
Mm-hmm.
He's not driving an expensive sports car. He's driving just a common SUV. Nice, but not flashy. He's not, flinging money around, but he is stable and all that. Does she spread her legs for him? Just the average guy.
No.
It's interesting because the expectations for these average guys are through the roof with these women. But then when a man is just confident,
And,
right? He's dominant and masculine.
oh,
He can get away without the money, right? And she will still
all right.
spread her legs for him.
So Elena, he enters the list territory that all the friends say, I'm gonna find a good man, but she'll still keep screwing other guys, right?
Yes.
She'll give it away for free, but when she sees a guy that might be sort of capable, no, he's got to. Then they have all
All
the
of the rules.
fucking. And he's like,
Like 427 points that women are looking for. There was a book about it. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy. I've seen Russian women who don't set any standards for Russian men, and then they come to the European countries or even here to the US, and then suddenly, like the list grows exponentially. They expect so many things from the foreign man that they give out for free to the Russian man. It's kind of like same
Okay,
kind of logic,
exactly.
right?
Okay, now can you come up with the reason? And let me ask the question. What is the difference between that poor man
Mm-hmm.
without a job, irresponsible, all that, and doesn't have the money, and that average, decent guy with enough money?
alpha fucks, beta bucks.
Yeah, one word. What is the sin? And I'm using that loosely. It's not really a sin. What's the problem with that guy? And why does that problem cause her to have an extensive list of requirements?
Simp? I don't know which one do you mean, like the poor guy
Yeah,
who
okay.
fucks, or the other one?
Okay. What is a simp? Another way, describe a simp.
He worships and pedestalizes a woman.
And
Gives up his frame.
here's the word I'm looking for. He's boring.
Oh, boring. He's not exciting, right?
So a man can
Give her
be
the-
poor and exciting and have sex with her. But if he's boring, now to have sex with her, she has to develop a whole bunch more of a checklist that she needs to fuck a boring man.
Oh, so if he had, so what you are telling me, if he had excitement and if he wasn't boring, but he had the money and resources, she wouldn't still create that huge list of demands for him, right?
That's my theory. I can't prove it, but that's my belief. Yeah.
Hmm.
And when she has a list of demands, whose frame are you fitting into? Whose frame is operative?
It's hers. Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're already coming into a list, then she's going to make all those honeydew lists too. You're going to be her little bitch.
Yeah, it's a slave.
Okay. Remember, we got into this. I suggested to you this 3 things: spank,
Yeah.
fuck, hug.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds a little bit exciting.
Yeah, because you get everything. Well, aside from, like, they would say that they don't want the spank part. Okay,
So
feminists
now
would say,
that
no
that
punch.
nice guy, what does he bring? Placate, please, plead.
Yeah,
He
pander.
placates her. Oh, soothes her feelings. He pleases her by bringing her gifts. And then he pleads for sex. Is that exciting?
Well, it can be at the beginning because they want the gifts, but then they get bored with them. They get bored with this guy because they get it for free. They don't have to put out anything. They don't have to work for it. They don't have to earn it. See, with that poor guy, let's say, who doesn't have job, right? Who is irresponsible, who is just for fucking purposes. They they are the ones who are kind of fulfilling. They're taking care of themselves, right? It feeds into their ego, where they are strong and independent women. This is how they've been brainwashed to operate, right? They all say that I don't need a man, I want a man.
Yeah, all women need men.
Well, I agree with you.
But just do not bore a woman. What happens after 3 to 5 years of marriage?
It gets boring and you start fighting. Or
And
usually the woman starts being a nag.
the man solves the problems. He provides the money's coming in, and he keeps trying to bring stability.
Mm-hmm.
The more stability he brings, the more volatile she gets because it's boring. So she creates drama.
That makes sense.
So, is he spanking her? No. Is he fucking her? No, because she doesn't really respect him. Does he love her? Yes, he does. But she doesn't believe in his love because who the fuck cares about love from a man she doesn't respect? And is it real love for who she really is, or is she hiding who she really is?
Yeah, right. Do you remember we talked about it previously, and I also mentioned it in my Substack articles, guys, in one of my recent Substack articles, where I say that if she's faking who she is, a man can only give her fake love because he can't, like, if he is an average guy, he won't be able to detect who she really is, right? So he won't be able to give her that authentic love that she wants, right?
Right.
And by that, love also consists of spanking. So if she's faking, if she's wearing this purity mask, right? She doesn't want to have sex with him. She restrains him. She chore plays him. And then, so she doesn't get the sexual attention from him. She doesn't get restrained from him. So she doesn't feel loved,
Exactly.
because that
And do most women know what it is to feel loved?
well, they only want it on
They're
a
confused.
superficial emotional level, where a man is just I think women are conflating love with pandering to their feelings. If a man is emotionally available and tells them what they want to hear,
So my
They
point is,
view this as love.
women say they want love, and internally, yeah, they do want love, but they're two different things.
Yeah.
They don't know what it is. A lot of women, some women do, but they don't really know what real love is from a man to a woman, for or you could say a sexual relationship, not platonic, but
Mm-hmm.
they don't know what it is. And they're told that some of those aspects are bad, but they're still not getting it. And so they will never be satisfied.
Well, because they don't get restrained, they don't get disciplined, they don't get fucked by their husbands, right? They
Yeah,
don't
okay.
get a hug whenever, like, like she's fuming, and then you just tell her calm down, right? uh yeah, they are lacking all of these elements, or some of these elements, and then they are trying to compensate and
No,
find them elsewhere, I think.
no, they do get both elements. The guys that they have, that rail them real good, and
Uh-huh.
then the guys they end up in long-term relationships, and then they leave again, rinse and repeat.
Well, true, but it's not in one man, like,
Right, right, right. Well,
ideally, yeah, in their mind, they have to have multiple men for multiple purposes. And I've even seen content creators saying that. There were some older women who were telling me that stuff, like you find one man for this purpose, one man for that purpose, It can't be,
well,
and it's best when neither of these men encounter each other.